Merry Christmas. Do you love it? Do you like matching? This is the first time we've ever had matching shirts.
Yeah, she forced me into it.
Look how good it looks on you. Everybody needs a Santa on the big part of their body, don't they?
I have to have a big giant belly for a giant Santa.
Is it the same? How come I bought 2 shirts that matched?
I wonder why you do a lot of stuff you do. I don't know.
Jamie, does that mean saying that? All right, we got this package from Canada. And Mary Lou sent it.
Very nice lady sent it.
And so it's all kinds of things from Canada we don't have here. So we are going to open it together. It's our Christmas from Santa present. No, it's from Mary Lou. And here is, I think this is the gift bag that we could put the stuff in if we're going to save it. Or the wrapping paper if we're going to wrap it. I'm saving this to wrap in. It'll match my pink trees good. Okay.
Kind of reminds me of those papers you put over your turkey when you're cooking them in the oven to reflect the heat in.
Well, we're not going to try it because that might melt the turkey. Are we going to cook a turkey for Christmas when we just had a turkey for Thanksgiving? I think, don't you think that Christmas and Thanksgiving are too close together? Now, in Canada, they don't have Thanksgiving.
They don't have the Thanksgiving.
They have a fall thing, but it's in October. I think we should be like Canada.
Then it would be too close to Halloween.
So well, we can just forget Halloween. Okay, I'm going to admit I sampled this already because I opened it the other night and looked through stuff, and so I wanted to sample it. But I don't think Jamie knows. I knew that Canada does make these, and I don't know why the United States they don't have, because it's Lay's. But look what flavor they are.
Ketchup flavor.
He loves ketchup. So we're going to see if he's going to have to make a trip yearly to Canada to buy these. You can just go over the border probably and get them. You don't have to go clear up there. Okay, do they taste like ketchup? They really do. Why don't they make them here? I was going to Google that before I started. Why those United States? We need to get all, we need to.
They're kind of reddish like ketchup too.
Yeah. You could just put these on your sandwich and not ketchup. Do you want to try that? Sprinkle it on your steak.
It's kind of like when you get French fries at the drive-in somewhere. And you have to dip it. You dip your ketchup in the French fries and you get the potato ketchup flavor.
They're so weird. I like them though. They're sweet.
I kind of like them, but I don't know if I'd like to eat a whole bunch of them at once.
Well, good, because we'll save them. We got to let the other kids.
It'd be like eating tons of ketchup too much.
We're going to let the other kids taste them when they come. And she sent me this beautiful card. Oh, my honey, Mary Lou. How nice of you from Canada. I hope this letter reaches you and Jamie in good health. I've been watching your YouTube channel now for months, and I have to say I really enjoy your videos. You make me laugh with your honesty. I wanted to send you and Jamie a few treats from Canada, which I believe you can't buy in the States. I hope you enjoy them and share them with your family. Anyway, I'm not going to read it all because it's a private letter, but anyway, thank you. I'm going to add it to my scrapbook. You know, I saved all the cards people send me in a scrapbook, and it's almost getting full. I'm going to have to start year 2. That's family cards from my, look at my beautiful niece and her kids.
You got another card, both you and I got a card from another lady.
Remember how you love pancakes so much. These are Oreos that are maple cream. Are they going to taste like pancakes? I don't know. You get to try one. Now, when I was married Jamie in the, they have a thing here you pull. When I married Jamie in the early years of our marriage, and his son told my son, Tyson, Now you have to understand, Tyson's favorite thing in the whole world was cereal. He could eat cereal every meal and be happy. You wouldn't have to cook anything, cereal. So he told, one of your kids told Tyson, my mother got up every morning of our whole life and made pancakes for us. Well, Tyson didn't like pancakes, so what did he say? I'm sorry. We got cereal.
I'm sorry you had to eat pancakes every day.
Okay, we're going to share one because, no, we're just going to share it because, you know, we can't eat the whole thing in our TV show.
Well, I've already cooked lunch in there. I cooked potatoes and onions.
They do taste like maple, huh?
Well, up in Canada, I think they do have a lot of real maple syrup and the maple trees and stuff.
Because there is something else in here, maple, too.
There's a lot of stuff in there, huh?
I know it. Lots of goodies. Okay, now we'll have something. Hickory sticks. Okay.
When you show them, you need to hold them just a second longer.
I do need to hold it
Everybody
longer.
complains that you flash them up and then take them down before.
If you're crocheting or diamond arting, look up now at hickory sticks. I've never seen these in our town. So.
Hickory sticks.
I love these kind.
I don't think I've ever heard of them either.
We have little potato shreds, but they're not hickory. I love them.
Yeah, we have little shredded stuff like this.
They're made by Hostess. Now, they should make these in that ketchup flavor.
Well, these little teeny shredded potatoes are good because if you're on a diet, you can eat them really, really slow.
Oh, yeah.
You don't get hardly anything.
Yeah, okay, don't move.
Hey, you don't need to do that.
He has hair growing out of his ears.
Everybody does.
Well, I have to trim them. And look at the candy bars. Here's a caramel.
Caramel.
Cadbury. We have Cadbury, but I've never seen that flavor. And Kit Kat, what flavor is it? And here's a O caramel. I've never seen these before. Candy bar. Oh no, this is a soft cake thing. Oh, it's a super sandwich. I'm sure it's not like a meat sandwich. It's going to be like a caramel sandwich.
Hold it up so people can see it.
I already did this one. You hold the package up. Oh, look, it has marshmallow. It's kind of like a sweetie pie.
The edges are falling apart. You're getting chocolate all over.
Oh, you wouldn't like it.
I generally don't like, no thanks.
No, try it. You have to try it. It is so soft and yummy.
I usually don't like stuff that's all marshmallowy and stuff inside.
Oh, you'll like this. Isn't it wonderful?
I don't like marshmallowy stuff.
Okay, good. This is going to be mine. Alone.
Good.
And it is 340 calories if I eat the whole thing. Yep, the whole thing. One serving.
See, there's nothing wrong with the flavor of it. The flavor of it's really good.
It is. It's soft.
It's just I hate that texture in candies. The marshmallowy, crappy texture. I don't like that.
Well,
texture.
that's sad for you. Now there's these. How did she know these were my favorite candy bars? They're called Cherry-O-Let. And they're chocolate-covered cherries. Now, Jamie said that
they would probably be good.
He and his first wife used to make these from scratch. And I want to know how you did it. Tell me how you made them. Chocolate-covered cherries. Did you really help, or did she just do it?
Well, she did most of it, I think. I don't remember too much.
Because how do you get the chocolate? You melt the chocolate and pour it in something. thin, and then you would have to put the cherry in there and have some kind of liquid stuff make the filling.
No, it seemed like what you do is I can't remember exactly.
Are you sure that was a chocolate crumb you just ate?
Yeah, is it one of those?
What if it was a different crumb and you ate something that was
I
like...
got all kinds of crumbs that Anyway, I think what you do is you mix up that sauce stuff that's inside.
Yeah.
And you get a bottle of maraschino cherries.
Right.
And I thought there was some kind of a little mold or something. I don't remember.
She must have.
Maybe they were like these little egg container things that you have.
Yeah.
You know, that'll set eggs that you can drop a maraschino cherry into each one, and then you put some of this liquid in.
Yeah.
Then you put it in the freezer.
Yeah.
It freezes
the
up.
chocolate?
No, the cherry, yeah. Anyway, you put it in the freezer. Maybe you just use some kind of a rubber ice cube tray or something. I can't remember what we
They
used.
probably didn't have that back then, the silicone.
But anyway, after it gets all frozen and hard,
yeah.
then you have some way you dip it into the hot chocolate.
Oh.
You dip it in the hot chocolate, and the cold frozen
cherry and
center
yeah
hardens the chocolate around the outside, and then you set them down on wax paper.
And you could double dip them.
And then when you eat them, the centers melt again, and then they're all liquidy inside.
Oh.
I don't remember the exact process.
Do you want to make them again?
Well, they were good.
We can just buy them.
They take.
Now,
you can buy them a lot cheaper.
Now we don't have to.
But if you wanted to make homemade ones to impress your neighbors,
did you grow up eating these
Smarties?
And that's what happened.
That's how you get really smart.
This is what he did, and that's why he is the way he is. Now we have Skittles that look like this.
We used to have Smarties here too.
Well, they aren't like this. Smarties in our town are
Smarties. I
like
can't remember.
tart and stuff.
These are almost like M&Ms.
They are.
These.
The more we eat, the smarter we'll get.
I think the Smarties.
They're like M&Ms.
The Smarties we had were
Kinda.
a little different than. These are chocolatey like M&Ms.
They're good.
They're good.
Okay, now we'll taste something that's salty. This is Miss Vicky's Spicy Dill Pickle. I like dill pickles.
Miss Vicky's.
Okay, I hope they're like the picture. They are. They're like bubbly. Miss Vicky did good. Yummy.
I'm not sure I want to eat a dill pickle flavor on top of the chocolate, but
Yeah, because then it gives you...
there's one of my magpies out there.
He feeds the magpies all our old garbage food, so they're everywhere. But I made a video of it. We were just looking out the window, and all of a sudden we see this magpie swoosh down and get a mouse, a vole. And then he was playing with it or something, and then he flew off with it.
The vole kept trying to bite the magpie.
Is that it?
And so the magpie
But I caught it on film, and I put it as one of my shorts.
Magpie kept flipping the vole every time he tried to bite him.
Look how beautiful this is.
And then he'd re-grab him again, and then he'd try to get bit again.
This matches my tree over here, my tree skirt.
It's like a goodie bag.
Okay. A goodie bag with a goodie bag. Okay, and there's a box in here. Save that. You could put my present in it. No, I don't want a present. I have enough. Oh, this is for me, Jamie.
This is like a little bag.
And look at how this matches
with
it.
bling.
I know, and then
Since
here.
you like everything blinged up.
And oh, this is a bracelet. It's beautiful. Look, the little round things match the little round things. You didn't think I would notice that, did you? Here, I want to wear this right now because this is gorgeous. It's right my style. My style of...
Well, that was only one of the boxes. What?
Yeah. I wanted to see if this... Pam and Joe handcrafted, if this is the original box. Okay. Love these bracelets. Ooh, it's nice. Feels nice. Not like Temu jewelry. This is nice. Okay. Slide that up. You're the slider.
I'm not very good slider.
No, you're not. Hold the bottom, slide up the bead. Okay, that's good. That's good. He always does things too tight. My shoelaces, my foot has to breathe. You're cutting off circulation. Do you have that tight? Okay, what else?
Well, I don't pull hard enough to break the laces. But
Oh, look, an ornament. How cute. And we never had one like this before with both our names on it.
Turn it around.
Jamie and Angela, Merry Christmas. Look how cute.
Little bears. We're just little bears, honey.
Personalized, Canadian personalized ornaments designed in Canada. This is not a toy.
That was very thoughtful for her to do.
It
to
is.
do all that.
I love personalized things. We're going to hang that on the tree right now, today. Okay. Something else. Save this bag. Love it. Ever Faith.
You got two?
Oh. It's a cardinal. Look at how cute. A little cardinal.
Cardinals are one of my favorite birds. And cardinals good for a Christmas color.
Yeah, my grandma
Being red and
loved them.
everything.
But they have meaning. This little cardinal will bring good luck to you with renewal and faith in all that you do. Find your life song, show gratitude each day, believe and have hope. The cardinal will lead the way. Oh, I love it. It's a miniature. I'm going to be putting it on that little new shelf I got in my bedroom. You can look at it too. Okay, oh, this is the car milk candy bar. Did I show that already? I think I did. Oh, look at these beautiful crosses. I know you want to see them. They're stickers. Look how pretty. Rhinestones. 'Tis the season. Okay, save them. And a scrub mommy. This is a pink one. Oh, it's beautiful.
I got an idea.
What?
You get a whole bunch of these little pink
Yeah.
scrub mommies and then you hang them on your Christmas tree.
We'll do that. We'll hang
tree.
this. I'm going to hang this on the tree and see if anybody notices. Isn't that a scrub mommy? I never had one before. Here's another beautiful box.
Well, it's all done in a smiley face.
Because when a mommy is scrubbing, she's smiling. Oh, look at this. A beautiful. With a piece of fur, and it is a beautiful flower.
Brooch. Is that a brooch?
Well, it doesn't, but it sure could be.
It looks like you could. pin
I
it on
know, because we're bringing brooches back.
there. You could have that pinned on for a brooch.
I'm going to. It looks really beautifully made.
Well, I wondered if it was a brooch to start with, but maybe not.
I'm going to make
And
it
then
one.
it could also just be, is it
Paperweight.
actually a Christmas ornament or is it
Oh, no. Well, you could hang it on the tree if you put a string around it. Could do that, too. Here is another, I can tell it's a cake thing. Joe's Lewis. How you say that word? Joe's Lewis. Super. We'll eat that later because I don't want to open it and have it get stale. And here is some cookies. Honey. They're showing honey there, or is it syrup? Oh, maple cream. Maple may be a thing, a Canada thing. They have maple trees there? They get maple?
well, anywhere back in New England and everywhere back in there. I suppose Canada has the stuff too.
That New England has? We've never been to New England.
We're not New Englanders.
Oh, look at, they're beautiful. They are leaves.
We'll see.
Okay, Jamie.
I have to make her
Because
hold and show stuff.
he
more.
reads the comments,
I
so
read
he
some
knows
of the comments and
what
people
the people say.
She flashes everything up so fast you can't see it.
See, look how cute. Dare, it says. Is that dare? If you had a...
Dare to eat it?
No, like they have dare to say no to drugs. You could serve these at the dare party.
No, I don't want any, honey.
This is really maple. These are kind of better than the Oreo maples.
That's good.
Put them on your side.
I don't have much room on left on this.
Oh, and look, we get two. We each get our own one of these cakey things. Now, we get stickers, Jamie. 2 sheets, handmade with love stickers. There's 2 different, there's this one, 2 packages of that one, and 2 packages of this.
These, when you're giving your gifts and stuff out, then you can put these stickers
Because
on.
this is perfect. I'm going to be making pumpkin bread, peanut butter pumpkin chocolate chip bread out to a couple of families I'm making.
Look, these are different on this. On this side it says made with love. On this side the ones say
Made with love. They're the same.
handmade with love.
Oh, some of them say handmade. and
Some are handmade with love.
These are all handmade with love.
It looks like they just have this one column that's
Made with love.
handmade with love.
Oh, and the rest are made with love. I'll be using these. Look, there's so many. I'll last me for years.
So they have one column on this one that's handmade with love.
And when I could put these on my tissue boxes too, couldn't I? Sticker on them. Thanks.
Yeah, on your...
I love them. I'll use those. Okay, and here is a beautiful towel,
That is pretty.
and it's pink.
Your favorite color, honey.
It is Faith, Hope, Love with a heart. It'll be even good for Valentine's Day too. I like it. I like it. You're not allowed to dry your dirty old hands on it.
Yeah, I want it. No, I'm just teasing.
It's just gonna be for me, dear. I'll put it in my
I
bathroom.
think I lost one of your little sacks. Oh, there it is.
And then we have coffee crisps. Oh, we're gonna have all the people try these. And it's peanut free. Okay. Makes a nice light snack. I'm gonna open those when all the people well, Christmas Eve they're coming over. And Mars. Now we have Mars Candy Company, but not this. I've never seen a Mars like this, have you?
I don't know.
What did you
Matter.
cut with my scissors? Looks like you cut a marshmallow. I need to wash them.
They are kind of sticky.
Amy?
Some kind of glue on them.
Okay. Oh, look at. Okay, here it is. I wonder what it
Here, I'll try
has.
it.
I know. Let's see what it is. Peanut free. Some people are allergic to peanuts. None of my kids. Were your kids?
No, if they're allergic to it, I just feed it more to them. Make them
They would
over
die.
it. That just makes them get
Oh,
over it.
caramel.
Yeah, caramels.
Oh, it's soft too.
Yeah, I love caramel.
Oh, you're gonna love these things. What do you think? I think they're pretty good. They're kind of like a Three Musketeer or a Milky Way. What would it be?
No, I think they're like the regular Mars bars we have here too.
I don't remember a Mars bar. Okay.
That had a lot of stuff in. There was
She packed a lot.
packed a lot of stuff. That was such a nice thing for her to do.
Wasn't it? My mother never even did this for me.
All
For
this
us.
kind of stuff would cost a lot of money too.
I
If you
know.
put a
Packaged together like
buy all
that.
the candy bars. This is really a big present
Fun
for
too.
a nice person to do that way.
Because we don't get presents much like this, do we? Do we? Well, we
No.
tell our children don't buy us presents. Or they would do it, I'm sure. They would not. They wouldn't do fun. Well, this is like another country. Stuff from another country.
Well, things, sometimes on YouTube I watch these Russian shoppers. They go shopping and then they show the different products that they have and everything. And they do have some products that are similar to us, but they're all packaged with Russian labels and everything's
When we went to Australia,
designed
at the
for
grocery store in Australia, that was weird. We couldn't find just regular cheese. We couldn't find mustard, like we have it here.
At least we're not familiar with all the different brands and stuff that they had there.
No, we weren't. We weren't educated. If we were there for a while, we would get used to it. Now, my Santa is more spread out face, and yours is more spread out beard. Are you gonna wear this the whole day? Don't touch my boob on TV.
I like touching your boobs.
Not on TV.
I think it's just, I don't know, I think it's in the same position.
It is. But my boobs are stretching it out. Your belly's stretching it out. So they look different. And look, you need to have these kind of shirts because look, it's like a bib. If you spill your food on your, how you always stain your tummy, swipe off. I'm gonna start, but he doesn't like pullover shirts. Tell why you don't like pullover shirts.
I don't know, I just have always liked button-up shirts better.
That's not why you told me you
Did
don't
I tell you?
like t-shirts.
Yeah, maybe I did stop using them. I can't raise this arm up above right here.
Try it.
No. If I raise this arm up, this shoulder falls out of joint on me all the time. And I've learned to
true.
not ever raise it up, so I don't get in trouble with it anymore. But
So I don't sleep on this, or usually sit and sleep on this side of him, because he can't put his arm around me, because it will go out of joint and go out. So he wears the button-up shirts, and he can always put his arm in here, and then put it on and button, and he doesn't have to raise his arm out over his head. Is this?
Yeah,
does this mean you're handicapped?
pull on shirts where you got to go up and over it.
So he can't swim, you know, like a real swimmer.
Well, I used to swim, but now when if I tried to do like the American crawl or something like that, when you're switching your arms out like you do for the American crawl, I'll reach out and my arm will fall out of joint, and then I'm
So the first
stuck in
time,
the water with my shoulder out of joint.
the first time we went hunting, and I hadn't seen it go out. This was, 28 years ago.
Okay, you'll have to tell them the whole story now.
And so the horse started bucking.
Well, the horse, we put a saddle or something. We had actually a tarp or something that we were trying to tie onto the back of the saddle to take it up with him. And it spooked the horse, and the horse started running around bucking, trying to carry on, and I was hanging on to it. And
And I didn't know what to do.
I kept yelling at my son, come and grab these reins from me to help hold the horse. I was going to just take the horse over by a tree and let it buck around the tree till its reins wrapped itself up onto the tree, and then I'd make it quit.
Because he knows about horses and how to handle them, but kids don't know.
But the kids were just laughing how funny it was. Dad out there trying to hold the horse. Well, anyway, it ended up yanking my arm out of joint.
So we couldn't get it back in. The doctor actually puts his foot underneath your armpit.
So we were like almost 100 miles away from the hospital.
Up the horrible dirt road.
And up the dirt roads, and by the time we bounced down the dirt road,
I had to drive
we had
his
to drive
truck.
all the way back 100 miles to get to the hospital. And by the time I got to the hospital, my shoulder was so locked up and cramping, all the muscles everywhere cramping.
Every bump, it would be painful.
And then I get to the hospital and the doctor gives you Demerol and Valium to knock you out. But the old doctor we had, he was quite the character. We have a lot of things about
Country
about
doctor,
him.
yeah, country doctor.
And before you'd get out, he'd grab onto your arm and start pulling on it, trying to get it back in.
But he puts his foot underneath here.
And he had a medical student there he was training. And he says, oh, these guys with these big, strong arms, you got to really pull on them. And he was showing how you get them laid down on the gurney or whatever you're on there and the table, and how he'd take his shoe off and he put his feet up underneath right here, and then he'd crank. He'd always start doing that before you were knocked out, and I'd always say, wait a minute. Never would wait. By the time you tried to argue with him, you were going out by that time.
And then it happened again once when we were...
Anyway, just a minute. We'll finish the first story. Anyway, afterwards, I come home and I have this big black and blue footprint here on my ribs underneath my shoulder, and then your arm's kind of laid up for a day or two. You can't move it too much. You have to take it easy.
But are you going to tell how it happened to start with? Tell how that happened, how your shoulder got injured to start with.
Well, I was a varsity scout coach. We had a big scout group, and we had taken the scouts up to what we call the south end, the north end, south end of the valley here, where the road goes up out of the valley and up on top of the mountain and before it leaves. And there's a really nice place there where they could ski, big pull-off, and then a nice place where they could ski down or sled down and tube down the mountain. I think we were a tubing party. Everybody was tubing on inner tubes down the mountain. And
teenagers.
And some of the boys had asked if they could bring their snow machines to haul everybody back up the mountain so they could sled again. And I said, yes, but you have to promise that you don't clown around and start messing around on the snow machines and not hauling the people up the mountain. And so, of course, the kids down on the snow machines, they did start clowning around, and they were playing with each other and everything down there. So I decided to tube down the mountain this is just when we were starting a few people had tubed down, but not very many. And they weren't bringing them back up like they had promised. So I got on a tube and went down the mountain to try to get their attention and tell them to quit messing around and start bringing people back up the mountain. And two girls had gotten on this big tractor tube and come down the mountain a few minutes behind me. And I had gotten my tube and was holding my tube, and I'd turned around looking downhill down at the kids with the snow machines, and I was trying to get their attention. And
you weren't watching the hill?
I wasn't looking behind me, no. And then I heard this ruckus behind me, and everybody up at the hill was screaming, trying to get my attention. So I turned around just in time to see those two girls coming straight at me. And they must have been going 100 miles an hour. I hadn't gone that fast because I was kind of slicking down the ice crystals and getting it. Anyway, my tube hadn't gone quite that fast, but once I got the pathway all slicked down, then it was really fast and slick. And those girls they were about 25 or 30 feet away from me, and they covered that faster than you could blink an eye.
Well, if you made the track first, then doesn't that make it
And
faster slide
and
for them to come then?
What I was just trying to explain.
Yeah.
Anyway, they came down that mountain just lickety split, and I was holding on to my tube, and my tube was between me and them, and they hit me so hard they flipped me about 12 feet in the air, just flipped me right around. And my tube went one way and it was this arm. Tube shot out one way and took this arm with it, and my body flipped around the other way and nearly ripped my arm off.
Oh, so it really pulled it hard.
Well, it just blew the whole backside of the shoulder socket out.
So then it was vulnerable to keep coming out all the time because you didn't have surgery to fix it.
Well, the doctor said, well, eventually you're supposed to have surgery to get it fixed. He said if you don't do anything with it and let it heal and it doesn't come out for a year or so, you'll probably never have any problem with it. But I did that, and then about 3 years later, I was branding some calves, and one calf just rubbed my arm the wrong way and it popped it right out again. And
because calves are pretty tall. They're not little things like dogs. They're tall.
And then after that, it fall out every time I'd move wrong. And
oh, sometimes he could get it to come back in. But the one time, you could see the lump back here.
Well, when it falls out of joint, you don't have any shoulder hair. It just falls off flat down this direction.
Oh yeah, and it looks, his arm is real weird and everything. It looks
and
horrible.
one time I was sleeping. I think this was the year before I met Angela.
No, I was there because I drove you to the hospital. It's a really true story.
No, I didn't think you were there. I thought I had to drive myself to the hospital.
Well, maybe it happened another time, but
anyway, one time I was sleeping, and I love to raise my arm. See, I can raise this arm up, so I'll demonstrate with this arm. I raise this arm up, and I'd sleep on the bed, or I'd have this arm up, and I like to raise my arms up, and somehow during the night I had raised my arm up, I guess, and it fell out of joint. And then when I woke up and got out, raised up out of bed, my arm was hanging off my back. Down here, back here in my back.
That's what it looks like. It's horrible.
Anyway, so your arm's hanging off the back instead of the side.
I was there.
And then I had to find some way to get it flipped. Now, the time I had to do everything alone. I had to get my arm flipped back around to the front before I could start trying to finagle it to make it go into socket. But the ball had sunk down here into my ribs, was stuck down here in my ribs somewhere. And I couldn't get it up and into the right position to snap back in. And I had to go to the doctor, and they had to pull like crap that time to get the ball socket out of between my ribs somehow.
So you drove yourself that time by yourself?
That's my memory of it.
Well, then it must have happened twice, because it happened soon after we were married. It happened too, in the night, and I couldn't get it. You couldn't put a shirt on and get dressed hardly, and I had to drive him to the emergency room. But
maybe my memory's wrong, but anyway.
We should have kept a journal.
It was, that's the time it fell out and it got clear behind my back when it was the worst.
But it hasn't happened, because maybe he's calmer and he doesn't do wild stuff anymore, because it hasn't happened in a lot of years.
Well, after the thing had popped in and out about 200 times, I didn't have to, probably 70% of the time it would fall out, I could
he could
finagle it around, and then all of a sudden, boom, and snap back up and snap in. But there was a percentage, maybe only 20% instead.
Well, not maybe 200 times either.
No,
He's
probably
exaggerating.
fell out 200 times. 'Cause
that couldn't happen that 200 times in your lifetime. You're not that old.
it fell out a lot.
20.
After it started coming out, it fell out a lot.
200 times, how many years is that? 365 days in a year.
Well, it'd fall out every week on me there for a while.
So for 4 years, every week, 50 weeks.
No, it was more like 20 years. It was out for a lot of years before I married you.
Well, I think here I was exaggerating 200 times. I think it'd be more believable 20 times. 100 times.
Like I said, most of the time I could finagle it around and it'd snap back in. Then it'd kind of be sore for a day and then it would be done. But the times when it would fall out and get the socket would catch down in the ribs or it'd go over back here on your back, or those times you had to have the doctor pull and put it back in.
But he loved being on Demerol and having the drugs. Did you love it?
Well, you're in a lot of pain, and then when you get knocked out, you don't feel the pain anymore.
Yeah.
So
he was happy.
That was a relief to have that.
And then it had cost emergency room fee then.
I've never had the shoulder rebuilt. Some people have these surgeries and have things rebuilt. The shoulder would have to be rebuilt to make it so it would act normal again, but
yeah, that's so sad.
I just don't. I can reach out this way fine. See, I've got motion anywhere in this neighborhood here. I just can't reach up into that direction.
You're making me nervous.
Well, I can.
What if it happened right on camera?
See, I don't put my shoulder up. I just put my hand up. I can put my hand up, but not this part of my arm.
So you can't lift beams like you used to? You have to be careful when you lift beams?
Well, you just
in building?
Be careful and lift. You lift with this part, not...
Okay, guess what we're going to do next? Do you know what we're going to do next?
I don't know.
Your glasses are very dirty right there. We are going to go clean out the area where you're going to build the new box.
The new
window seat.
Window seat in the dining room.
We're going to do that this afternoon.
To me, the dining room and kitchen are all the same thing.
Look at what time it is. It's going to be 3 o'clock. What did we do today? You didn't even go get the mail yet. Are you going to?
And when you went to the grocery store yesterday, we were out of milk out there.
You didn't tell me.
I know, we forgot about it.
You could have called. He would never. You don't know how to call very good. He did call me today up in the bedroom because he made fried potatoes.
She said last time I made fried potatoes, she didn't get any.
They smelled so good. He puts onion in them.
Because I usually just make one serving.
I came down, there was nothing left in the pan. I
only made one serving.
And I just smelled it. And that was like kind of mean, torture. He said, well, you could make some. I don't make fried potatoes very good.
So this time I made a big pot.
And he called me in the bedroom, actually on the phone. Angela, because he never calls me Angie.
But your potatoes are down here if you want them.
Honey, he never calls me a nickname. Angela?
I call you sweetie. And
you never do.
Yeah,
The potatoes are done if you want some. And then I just ate, what did I have? Half a sandwich. And so
I could call you soulmate lady.
No. It's fine. They'll think you're some kind of weirdo if you called me that. You're supposed to, usually it's...
I'd hold you by the neck and shake you. Soulmate lady.
Like you're controlling me. He tries, when we first were married, he tried to control me and stuff. How did that work out for you?
I don't really thought it was controlling. I was just directing.
You don't need to go to town. You already wait till tomorrow. Sorry.
I was just trying to get you to save gas.
Sorry, I'll do it. Well, if you want to go to town, you go.
I go.
Yeah, so don't tell me what to do or anything, because I don't allow it. And then he would try, he would try to control my spending sometimes.
Yeah, because if we were kind of short on cash one month.
Right before payday or something.
And then we would try to cut down a little bit on spending, then it didn't look like she was cutting down on it very much. So then I'd have to say something about it.
But he knew that I would still do what I want, because that's how I roll, isn't it? Did you know that I usually do what I want, because it's my life. It's what I tell them. It's my life. I only live once, and I will do what I want to do. And if I have an opportunity and a chance to do something, then I'm going to do it. So you're just going to have to deal with it.
Well, at least I didn't do like your last husband.
No, I wouldn't allow that.
Hit you over the head with a buoy hook if you
Yeah.
didn't do exactly the way
Well,
you wanted
I just
it.
made a mistake. When I turned the boat wrong on the ocean, I was driving the commercial
I'm
fishing
not even
boat.
sure what a buoy hook is. I guess it's a long pole that you reach out and get the rope to
the buoys that
pull
are
the
floating.
buoy
Yeah.
back in with.
You have a buoy tied to the crab pot.
And you have to
The
hook
long
the
line.
rope to
Yeah.
get a hold of the end of the rope to pull your crab pot
To
back
reach
up.
it, and then you put it across the block. It's called a block that
Winds it up.
Yeah. And so I was driving this boat on top, and of course he couldn't reach me, but I thought it was his fault that he didn't grab it right then, but he said it was my fault that I didn't put it in neutral soon enough. When you got close to the buoy, you put it in neutral.
Coast in.
Yeah. And so he thought I did it wrong. And if you miss it, then you have to turn around, and it takes a while.
Big long thing to turn around, come back, and
it's real slow and
try
everything.
it again.
So then he was so mad at me, and he called me a name, which I don't want to say on here. So then it starts with the MF, and so then I said a word back to him that starts with the B. And how dare I call him? He called me names, but I couldn't call him a name. So then he hit me right on the boob with that buoy hook. And so then I quit right then. I sat down and I said, I was crying. I said, I am never coming out here again. I was afraid he's going to get mad and throw me overboard. So I have to be a mother. So I said, I'm done. I'm quit. I'm never doing it again. And I didn't. So don't do that to me, because I will quit.
So then he had to drive the boat, put it in neutral,
run out there.
Catch the
Well, you could drive it from down below too.
Oh.
No, I finished out the day, but I never went out again with him. He had to find a crew person, because I hated it out there anyway. Constantly joggling. You don't just joggle like you think a wave is. No, it's you feel like a bobble doll joggling. And then he'd go, okay, let's just put it in neutral and eat lunch. And I would say, no, just hurry up and finish, and let's get home, and then we'll eat. I did not want to be out there. It's funny because I love cruise ships, but I don't have to work. But they don't boggle like that. And
bob around.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's called boggle. Is that a word you made up?
You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I know what you're talking about.
But it's more than just bobble.
Maybe you're just
It's
bobbing.
boggle, and
It's like a bobber that bobs back and forth, bobbles around.
a bobble, a
I think
boggle.
it's called bobble, not boot. Whatever you just said.
Jamie, you could make up words in the English language, and people still know what you're talking about.
I think half the English language was made up words.
See? And sometimes, like pedophile. Oh, I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that word. Shouldn't that word be used for a person, a girl who gives you a manicure and files your feet? Because peda is foot, right? Petty, it means some kind of foot, and they file your heels and stuff. So that word is made up wrong for what it,
pedicure and
yeah. So
those kind of words.
that should be, those two should be put together for someone who files your feet. Now, whoever made that word up, no, don't show the address.
Well, Angela's,
See, Angela.
well, no, I guess I shouldn't have said yours. I
What?
think the English language is maybe one of the hardest languages, especially in spelling and everything, because the English language is, some of our words, their origin is Spanish, Some of them are French.
Latin.
And some of them are Latin. Some of them are the regular Old English. And you cram all these different words together, and that's what English is.
And then some of them
And then
are Angela words.
The thing is, the sounds and the spelling for the French words, see, some of the English words are spelled according to the French. Some of them are spelled according to the Old English. Some of them, anyway, our words are all spelled every which way. So when I was going into school, my mind is so...
No, he's still a horrible speller.
I'm still a horrible speller, but my mind is so... I'm like Dr. Spock on Star Trek. Everything's got to be logical. And...
You aren't that.
And then in German, much of their words are spelled exactly the way they sound. And one of my English teachers said, you should have been a German because you spell everything just exactly the way it sounds.
But in school, when they're teaching them now, they let them write how the word sounds.
And then it's just like all the Old English language, I after, or I before E except after C.
Yeah.
So then you've got all these exceptions. Well,
Rules.
that rule holds true on the Old English, but it doesn't hold true on the other one, French or German.
Night, N-I-G-H-T.
Then you've got all these silent letters in there that I don't think should even be in there.
Or what about double, like...
And then you've got...
Announce has 2 N's, but anoint has 1 N.
And then in English, we have a lot of words. I was trying to think of a really good example.
Bar, damn, that have...
Well, it's like,
they mean
like
so many,
bar.
Means so many different things.
You can have a bar like a bar on a chainsaw. You could have a bar like you go...
On the jetty.
You go out on the jetty, you've got a bar, and then you've got...
candy bar.
Then there's candy bars, and then you can go into an alcoholic pub and go into the bar. In English, there's so many words that have 4, 5, or 6 meanings. And there's some languages like Thai and different languages that have that same, you say the same word for a whole bunch of things. You just, in the Thai language, they put a different tone on each word, like Thai, 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 Thai. I can't even do it, but it's a tonal. They're saying the same word, but they're putting a different tone into it.
Well, that sounds like a harder language than ours.
To make it. Anyway, in English, you've got all these hundreds and hundreds of words that mean all different things. You've got them all spelled, some spelled like German, some spelled like French, some spelled, they're all spelled every which way.
We know. We all know.
Why English was always really hard to me, because my mind is too analytical. It has to be
over there, and that
dry.
is theirs, and that, the there.
Theirs, and theirs.
That's all different. Anyway, okay, we got to get busy because daylight's burning. Well, who said that? Daylight's burning. Who always said that? It's a trivia. John Wayne movies. And they were all around the campfire in the morning. And then he would always say, mount up, daylight's burning. I always remember that. Did you watch John Wayne movies?
So I had one more thing to say about the English real quick. So the way I learned to spell is I had to memorize everything. I had to memorize all of the words. And to the degree that I've got everything memorized, that's how much I spell right. If there's something outside of my group of memory, then I can't spell them.
Well, you spell horrible.
Well, it took me 20 years to memorize everything.
Well, you didn't memorize it all. Can't you just sound it out and write it, some things?
That's what my English teacher said. I write everything exactly the way it sounds, and that's not how English is written all the time.
Oh, how did you do in spelling in school? Were you in the spelling bee?
Well, that's why I was always poor in English and spelling. I wasn't poor in literature part of English. I was poor in the grammar and the spelling part.
I could guess that.
So
You can't be good at everything.
you learn every different way that a certain word is spelled, and once you memorize them all, then you can spell them all.
Have we talked about it enough now?
Now I think we have.
Can we change subject or quit or something?
This is what happens with almost every one of our conversations.
Yeah, because he has to say everything in 3 different ways, and you
have
already told me that.
I want every item covered, so.
And he says it 3 times, and I'm like, I don't want to say shut up, but my mind is thinking, shut up already. But I don't say that. I just kind of like tune out, ignore him. But you guys, some of you guys get mad and think I'm interrupting him and stuff. But sometimes I'm trying to change the subject because he's talked about it just a little too long. Or I know how some people don't want to hear certain things that you have to say.
Well, subjects people don't care about. They don't want to go on and on and on.
They don't because, I didn't care about it in the first place. But like when he said to me, well, don't you wonder when you turn the light switch on how it happens? And I say, no, I'm just glad it comes on when I turn it on. But he has to think, how did it work? Where did it come from to work and everything?
Well, you have to know how stuff works.
No, just turn it on and be glad it works. So that's how different we are. And he has to study everything to find it out, and I just take it for granted. And I'm wondering what the heck we're going to have for dinner. I already know what we're going to have for dinner, but then he goes in and cooks ahead of time, and I'm like, well, I was going to make cabbage and sausage and cabbage.
I still expect you to make it, too.
Are you going to be hungry?
Yeah.
Do we have any sausage left, or do I need to get some out of the freezer?
You have a package in there, the little round package.
No, that's turkey sausage. I'm saving that.
Still sausage.
Yeah, I know.
I've got another package of sausage.
I'm saving the turkey sausage for
something else, huh?
Yes. So don't get ahead of my meal planning. Maybe we should write it down and have it on the fridge I don't want to be that structured though in our old age. Because I'm hoping that you'll say, let's just go get a hamburger. When he says that, that means he's going to go get buns and make hamburgers. Don't you?
Yeah.
But I'll have a confession. I don't really like your hamburgers because you just fry the meat with some salt and pepper. I like the seasoning or Worcestershire or something else to give the meat a more different flavor than just hamburger flavor.
We have all kinds of these shake seasonings to put on the hamburger.
And I like those.
I was trying to think what the name of it is.
Starts with Montreal or something.
Yeah, there's one Montreal type hamburger seasoning.
I like Worcestershire.
There's one that's hickory something, I can't remember.
But he doesn't, either he's so hungry he doesn't care and he just fries it up
Well,
fast.
I just put salt and pepper on them.
And it just tastes like, and this isn't very good flavor to me.
Then if you want better flavor, you can put a gob of Worcestershire sauce in the bottom and set your hamburger on top and fry that.
But he likes ketchup, a lot of ketchup on there, so maybe that's your flavoring.
Yeah, when I eat my hamburger, I put ketchup on it.
He only has one bread on it, then the hamburger bun.
Well, if you cook 2 hamburger buns, then you can split the bread and have 2.
He likes more meat than bread.
I like more meat and less, well, the bread is carbohydrates, so the less
that's how you stay so slim.
The least bread you eat, for the more meat you eat and the less bread, the better.
How's that working for you?
Be okay if I just stick with 1 instead of 2 or 3 or 4.
So he can do what he wants. But we made last night we made sausage. We had sausage to make hamburgers. The ground up sausage meat.
So we just made hamburger patties out of the sausage.
And it was good on maybe hamburger.
That made the hamburgers quite tasty.
It was, because it had more flavoring than your plain old hamburger.
Well, I can cook them with.
And he's never been, men like
flavor.
to barbecue. He's never been a barbecue guy either.
I like the flavor when it's done. I just don't like to mess with it.
Yeah, and in the old days, like my parents and his parents both, they didn't have a door going out to the patio in the back to barbecue.
And
You had
see-
to go through the house, go through the garage.
See, you can put a steak on the barbecuer, and as it sizzles, it caramelizes the surface. But if you know how to cook the meat in the pan, you can caramelize it in the pan. It's that caramelization that makes the flavor just really pop.
But you have to have the right pan.
Yeah, well, and you got to cook it right in the pan and the right timing and everything too. But
Yeah.
I'm saying is you can get that beautiful caramelization flavor if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But if you just
A
throw it
pork
in there,
chop.
and,
He does pork chops really well. I like that, pork chop.
and I have a special way to caramelize them that just makes them super delicious.
He's a fry cook more than you are. He's a baker.
But if you don't, but any way you cook it, whether it's on the grill or whether it's not, if you don't get it caramelized right, you don't get the flavor.
Okay, do you think they visited with us long enough? Because it's an hour right now.
They're probably sick of it.
They're probably not even still here, and we're just sitting here talking to ourselves, acting like in our matching shirts, and we look really stupid. I said I would never match with him because I would never wear what he's wearing. But now I know he'll wear what I wear.
This looks like it's a little lighter colored than this one.
Well, it's a lady shirt. Look at the neck. Is this the first time you ever wore lady clothes?
You made me.
We wanted to match.
Okay,
All right.
goodbye.